Hey everybody, welcome back to the basement. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are just going to be sharing out some information that's coming up here in October 2025. So it is the first weekend in October, and in a couple of weeks, we will have the York Train Show back in York, Pennsylvania. It is a TCA show that's hosted by the Eastern Division of the TCA, and it's a great show. I thoroughly enjoyed going to the York show. It's not what it was years ago, but yes, things have changed quite a bit. So it's not quite as big of a show as it used to be, but it's still a massive show. Lots of dealers, lots of people, and lots of TCA members selling things from their own collections. So if you want to be able to go find some great deals, it's an awesome show to go to. Now, beyond buying trains, York is all about meeting up with friends and other hobbyists. It's really more of a train meet than a train show. And so there's lots of other great things that you can do during it. Now, the past few years, usually about once a year, we have put on a meet and greet, a social media meet and greet. It was originally created by Chris from RBP Trains. And then due to some scheduling conflicts, he wasn't able to attend a York here or there. So then I took over and ran it a couple times as well. And it's been a really great experience to see how many folks stop by, do a little Q&A, meet some other people that are within the social media sphere of our hobby. And so this year it's back for October. Last year we did it in October. It was sponsored by Grzybowski's Trains. We raised a bunch of money for the Choo Choo Barn Foundation. It was an awesome time. This year, we're not doing that sponsorship this year as of right now, but what we are going to be doing is putting on the same Q&A. We have a new panel this year. Some folks that have been on the panel in the past, because they continue to get asked new questions and they have a large influence on this hobby, so it made sense to keep them on. We've also added 2 new members of the panel. So we will be headlined this year with Eric Siegel from Eric's Trains, Peachy from Peachy's Trains, Ben from Ben's Trains, very popular on Instagram as well as YouTube with his All Trains Considered videos. And then he has his Train Talk Tuesday events on Instagram Live. And then RJ from RJ's Trains. RJ is a close friend of mine. His channel has been growing really exponentially over the past year or so because he's working on his new layout. He's also doing a lot of traveling to see different railroads in Europe as well. So I think that he has a different perspective and approach that will be great for the panel. Now, during our panel, we also do giveaways. We've been fortunate enough to have dealers and clubs donate 1 or 2 new products, and then we have door prizes that we like to try to get in the hands of some of the folks that are stopping by, and ideally some things into the hands of younger members of our hobby too, because it is an expensive hobby. So if you are a dealer or a store or a club and you think you can donate maybe just a piece of rolling stock or anything really that is related to this hobby that people would like to have, please feel free to reach out to me at CTATViewerMail@gmail.com, and we can set up and arrange for that to take place. We always greatly appreciate it. Now, we have had just members of the hobby donate some things in the past, and a lot of times we're getting like old 027 rolling stock that's got like a layer of dust on it. I don't want to be offensive, but we don't want to give that stuff away because we don't want to give away stuff that you don't want and that the person that's winning it doesn't want either. So, I'd rather have fewer giveaway items that are kind of new in box, nicer things, than just old stuff. And I hope you can understand that. So the social media meet and greet Q&A is going to be on Friday at 11 a.m. in the veranda room at the York Fairgrounds, which is, I believe, right next to the Black Hall. They're kind of connected. There's a stage there. We've got lots of seating. We've, for the most part, every year that we've held it there, have run out of seating. So it's the biggest space that we have available to us. So we'll try to have enough seats for everyone to stop in. It runs about an hour, and we do have a way for you to ask us some questions ahead of time. I will be emceeing the event. I'm not on the panel, but I'll be there emceeing it, kind of working through asking the questions and prompting the folks on the panel, and then engaging with the crowd as well. We will probably take a couple questions from the crowd, but it's always beneficial to have questions planned ahead of time. That way we can just kind of keep the flow moving and we don't get held up with stories or, sometimes we get some awkward questions from the crowd. We try to avoid some of those things. We want to make sure that this is entertaining, but also educational and beneficial for everyone. So in the description of this video is a link to a Google form. You can use that Google form to pose some questions ahead of time. Eric will have some microphones with him. He typically records this so then you can watch it later on. We've tried to live stream it in the past too. I might attempt to do that again, but usually the audio is always a bit of a struggle with the live stream because my camera, my phone, which I record on live, has to be far enough away to see the entire panel, yet close enough for you to hear them, and then close enough to hear the crowd. It's kind of a tough thing, and I always get people that complain about it. Now that's one event. There's lots of other things that you can do during York, and I always tell people the first stop you should make on Wednesday when you arrive, or Thursday after the show, or Friday after the show, or Saturday after the show, should be the Lower Susquehanna Valley Modular Railroad Club. It's a club that I belong to. I unfortunately don't get there enough, and the guys at the club have been working tirelessly to make changes from the spring York show to the fall. So if you went in the spring, it's going to be a completely different experience this year. Now we're working on a permanent layout that the guys have been working on building. We still have the modular layout in there as well, but the room looks completely different now than it did just a few weeks ago. And so the club provides drinks and food for folks to come. It's free to get in. We always ask for donations if you are willing and able to provide a little bit of a donation to offset some of the costs of food and things like that. However, it's awesome. Right there on 2nd Street in Columbia, Pennsylvania is the club, and they all have some specific hours that they'll be open during the show and that you can just go over and stop by. Highly recommend it. I've never had anyone that stops at the club and then reaches back out and says, that was terrible. I did not like that. Usually I get people that are like, thank you so much fun. The members of the Lower Susquehanna Valley Modular Railroad Club are some of the nicest guys in this hobby, and they are willing to work with you. If you bring something that you bought, typically you can get it on the layout and run it there, which is a pretty cool experience too. So be sure to check out the Lower Susquehanna Valley Club if you're in the area in a couple weeks for York. York is going to be the 23rd, 24th, 25th of October this year. So be sure to mark your calendars for that. And I will, of course, have a video of my experience. I will only be there on Friday this year. I was trying to get there Thursday and Friday. Unfortunately, I'm in a new position at work that is really difficult for me to take off both of those days. So I'm just going to be there on Friday. Saturday, we've got family events and things taking place. So if you're there Friday and you see me, be sure to stop by and swing by the veranda room at 11 o'clock for our social media meet and greet. Looking forward to York. Let's go ahead and run some trains back here and enjoy our day. Thanks for watching this one, guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks.